let's move on.
Now, what does your training look like? Because I've talked to Johnny Candido, I've talked to Sawyer Klatt, but their bench is not on like your level. They're like 375 benchers, whereas you're 200 pounds over that. So what's interesting, they would say bench 4 or 5 days a week. Candido, I think, even did upwards of 6. I assume you cannot do that high of a frequency given the intensity range you're in. So are you benching like 3 days a week? What is your typical
I'm just benching
training
two
look
times
like?
a week right now.
2 times?
Yeah. So a lot of people. So whenever me and Joey first started, he literally told me, he was like, "This is the most basic format I can think of, and we're literally going to run this program until you stop progressing." And I think it just turned out to be a blessing in disguise that we haven't changed it, because I love the fact that I'm only in the gym 4 days a week, because it provides me with enough time to focus on other aspects of my life, like my relationship with my girlfriend, like just being me, like who am I, Jesus, outside of the gym. And I love it because it provides this perfect balance where I'm not gonna get burnt out super fast because I'm not in the gym 5, 6 times a week, where I'm just like, man, like I gotta do this work, I gotta do all this stuff. Excuse me. So it's like I love it. It's like I literally just squat once a week, I bench twice, and I deadlift once. And in today's age, everyone wants to do more because you have Russell Orhe, you have all these elite 83s, like all these smaller lifters who need a higher frequency. But you got to remind, it's like these guys have been training since they were like 12. And so it's like 15, 12 plus years, whatever. It takes time to get to the point where you require that much frequency to improve. So it's like you want to progress on as little as possible for as long as possible without having to just jump from a 2 squat a week frequency to a 3. Like you need the balance, you need to progressively get there. And it's like people just want to, like, it's like Rome wasn't built in a day, and people think Rome can be built in a day, and that's not the case. Like you're a human, like your human body, it goes through things, and there's just a price to pay. It's like you can't rush the process. Like you can't just skip out on steps A through F to get the G. No, you got to go all the way through the alphabet. Like that's just really how it is. But I don't know, man. I feel like if a lot of people maybe drop the frequency a little bit and they increase the intensity, that's really what it comes down to. Like you can do 6 times a week, but really like maybe 2 of those days are heavy, 2 of them are like medium, or maybe one's a medium and the other 2 are like light. Because if you try to go heavy every single day, like you're just going to be injury prone, or you're not going to progress. You're going to get stagnant because you're not giving yourself enough time to recover. You're not giving your body time to grow. You're probably not eating enough. You're probably trying to like stay leanish, keep like that physique, because a lot of people don't understand, like you have to be, your food intake needs to match what you're doing in the gym. Because if it's not matching what you're doing in the gym, like you're not gonna grow, you're not gonna put any muscle on, you're not gonna get stronger. Like you're gonna look good, and you're gonna have like high social media interaction, and if that's what you want, like that's cool, like all the best for you. But there's just certain things, certain elements that are foundational and necessary to just become as strong as you possibly can. Like you need to make sure your food is reflective of that. Your hydrate, like your sleep, like all the typical cliche things that people harp on. Like there is a reason why so many people preach about this, and it's because it's just facts. Like you need to make sure these things are in order, or else something is not going to be going in the proper way.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Sorry if there's background noise, but there's like a truck backing up out there or something. So as far as your diet, do you eat strict at all, or do you eat kind of whatever? I thought it was interesting. I talked to Sawyer Klatt, and he eats like brats every day and pizza, and he just tries to get a lot of like calories in.
Oh man,
What about
I love
yourself?
that. I love that because I think he's still in college. I think he's like what, like 20, right?
Yeah, he's 20. He's a young buck.
Man, I love that. I've known about Sawyer for a long time, but when I first got in, I think he was still doing like his fitness influencer stuff. But when he got with Sean Noriega and he started getting serious about this, there was just like a change that I feel like a lot of people saw. And like you could just see the maturation from like the 18, 19-year-old to like the Sawyer we have now. I've never talked to him personally, but just from watching him lift and train, like I'm a fan of him. Like I like watching him deadlift. I like watching him train. I don't give a crap about what numbers on the bar. Like you can see that he trains hard, and I can respect anybody that is willing to put their heart into what they do, regardless of what level they're at. But for my diet, and I'm going to give like 100% credit to my girlfriend. Like I'm very fortunate that my girlfriend knows how to cook and that she is willing to do so because like I don't really ask her. Like she just does it on her own. And it's like it's been such a blessing. I feel like it's really helped me stay in shape. Well, in shape. And with my training, because like 90% of the food that I eat is homemade. It's gonna have like some steamed white rice with a protein of her making and a carb of her making. So my diet is actually pretty clean. I think, and even when I go eat out, I try to keep it. I try to keep it clean. Like if we're going to go eat out, it's going to be like sushi, so rice and fish, or it's going to be like a steakhouse, so it's going to be like a steak with some
Give me one
some potato
sec.
fries.
Holy, yeah, it's
All right.
freaking noise. One sec. Goodness gracious. No, they're like laying concrete outside or something. Holy smokes. All right. Sorry about that.
That's all good.
The soul is getting noisy. They're like pouring concrete or something. So you eat. So go ahead. What do you eat?
Yeah, so it's just going to be like, well, my girlfriend is Asian, so it's like a lot of the food that she makes, like at least half, is gonna be like Asian oriented. So it's gonna be like rice for sure. I feel like for the Asian people who are gonna listen to this are gonna get a kick. So it's like rice, noodles, a lot of like fish stuff, a lot of chicken, a lot of pork, a lot of beef. It's a really well rounded diet. Like I feel like this is the healthiest I've been and the heaviest that I've been my entire life. And a lot of that is just accredited to my girlfriend helping me out and just being who she is as an individual. Like I can't harp on her enough, the type of person that she is. And it's just she's just been such a help in my career. And I'm someone who I don't really like to give people credit that I don't think they deserve, but she 100% deserves like this little piece. Like she does a lot for me, like a lot. Like she does why we're not engaged or anything yet, but like everything that like she is outright a wife in everything that she does, and she is like my favorite person to be around and to have in my life. And I think having her in my life these past 2 years have for sure like just been reflected in my career. And it's just I'll just leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Like I feel like everything that she's done for me, it makes it easier for me to execute at the level that I'm at. It helps me reduce like the stress to where I can just strictly focus on what like my job, being like a good coach and being a good athlete and being a good competitor. And she's a big part of that. She's the lady behind the scenes. Like she's really the one who makes the magic work per se. So
Yeah, I get that. Like that shows your loyalty to her. And like my wife, it's the same thing. She kind of got me on the straight and narrow. She straightened out my life, and I've been with her for 7 years now, and we've had a lot of ups and downs, but she really straightened things out. And like she kind of is the glue that keeps us together. So it's the same kind of thing. I try to be super loyal to her because it's just she's changed a lot of things about me for a more positive manner. And I totally get it. I echo that sentiment.
yeah.
So that's really cool to hear that like you have that loyalty and that bond. I love that. Now, what would you say, a little more fun, like what would you say is your favorite food then? Like anything, like cheat meal, whatever. What would you go for?
I said my mom's cooking. My mom's lasagna man, that I haven't had it in a while, but she likes to substitute. What is it, pita cheese or I don't know. She just substitutes one of the cheeses with cottage cheese, so it kind of provides like more moisture, so it comes out a lot juicier. She'll add like a couple extra layers of pasta, like a couple extra layers of meat, and it's just like, oh man, this phenomenal piece of lasagna. And it's like she's literally ruined lasagna for me. I can never go. I could go to an Italian restaurant and I'll look at the lasagna and I'll just be like, this is probably trash compared to my mom's. Like, I'm not even gonna order it. She's literally ruined lasagna for me, like at a restaurant. Like I just can't do it because I've tried. I've gone to like other Italian restaurants and I'm just like, bruh, my mom's not even Italian and she makes this thing better. Like, what's going on here? But I'll say like my mom's lasagna. But like outside of like home cooking, I'd say like my favorite cheat meal. I don't know, man. I'm not a picky eater. As you can see, I'm not a picky eater. It's just I can't dial it down to one, but I think I can dial it down to like three. Like I would say like I'm a big wings guy, I'm a big tacos guy, and I'm a big pizza guy. So I'll say like those three things, like wings, tacos, and pizza.
Okay, if you're gonna, you got to try this. Have you tried the Motor City Pizza Company? Like it's a brand of frozen pizza, the 5 cheese bread. Have you tried that? It's at Walmart, I think.
I don't think I have.
You gotta try the 5. It's the 5 cheese bread, a Motor City Pizza Company. I think it's at Walmart. You should be able to find it. It's amazing.
Okay.
Try that one out. But if you were eating at a restaurant, like it could be fast food or just sit down, whatever. What's the restaurant you would eat at?
You know what? This is gonna be super cliche, but I'm a Texas boy. I'm gonna try to live in Texas my whole life. But actually, no, Whataburger. I can't say Whataburger.
Oh, that's what I knew you were gonna say.
No. I was going to for my Texas boys, but I really can't say it because they haven't really been the same since they got bought out by that company in Chicago. But I would say to sit down, I'd say Pluckers. Right now, at this point in time, I would say Pluckers. Like that is if I want to go have a good time and have like some good wings with my family or friends, I'd say Pluckers.
See, I've never even heard of that. We don't have that around here in Tennessee.
Yeah.
But have you ever been to Cracker Barrel?
Yeah, you know what? I haven't been to Cracker Barrel in a long time, but Cracker Barrel, a lot of people give it like they'll meme the hell out of it because it's a lot of like elder white people that go eat it. So it's a little funny, but
you're right.
Cracker Barrel, they sleep on it. Cracker Barrel it's legit.
There you go.
I'll say it's legit.
Is it? I'm probably making it worse. I love Cracker Barrel because I'm like, you get the fried chicken with the gravy. The fried chicken with the gravy. Come on, all the Southern food. That's where it's at. Good prices. Have you read In-N-Out Burger?